Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Morgan and today we are going to get it all done. This is going to be a super productive video to motivate you to maybe do something of your own. So grab a pen and paper, write a to-do list, and let's knock some things off of it together. I have 8 children, 7 still live at home. I've been married 17 years and I've learned a lot of lessons the hard way. So in my videos you'll find tons of little tidbits of knowledge here and there to help you learn to do things a little bit more efficiently. I've already learned all the hard lessons so you don't have to. Yeah. We are going to start the day with making breakfast. The first thing that I was going to do was make smoothies, and then I remembered that I had all of this fruit in the freezer that I had frozen the day before that I needed to pack up into bags. This is papaya, banana, and some grapes. Did you know that if your fruit is about to go bad, or if it's getting really soft and not really pleasant to eat fresh anymore, you can just throw it in the freezer and it is amazing in smoothies. So that is what I always do. Papaya is so good for you, but I don't really care for it fresh, but I absolutely love it in smoothies. So that's what you see me doing here, is putting the papaya in bags for my smoothies. Now you're gonna see me make my morning smoothie. I seriously make some weird concoctions of smoothies. If you're not new to my channel, you know that, and if you are new, stay tuned because you never know what kind of crazy stuff I'm gonna put in there. Today it's gonna be papaya, banana, okra is what you see going in there from our pawpaw's garden. I just throw them in the freezer hole. There's some frozen spinach, and I think I even stick a kiwi in later. There's some double fermented kefir. I take that kefir out and stick it on my counter when I get home from the store and leave it there for 24 hours so that it does a second ferment, makes it even better for you. And then I put it in my smoothies and it's amazing. So that is what I'm having in my smoothie this morning. I'll also add a bunch of powders like protein, collagen. That's some almond milk that I'm putting in now to make this as nutrient packed as possible. Nice and green there. You'll see me add in some glucose. That is just a thickener and it also helps you feel pretty full. So it helps this smoothie be a little more satiating. And this is Trim Healthy Mama protein powder. It is seriously the best protein powder. If I can, I'll try to link it below because it is amazing and worth every single penny if you like protein powder. I love the simplicity of having it in an easy powder form so I don't have to worry about harder ways to get protein in. You will see me sit down at the computer here and all I'm doing is deleting a bunch of photos and videos that I have been putting off forever. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my Bible up. I read my Bible earlier this morning, and this is just a tracker that I have that helps me keep track of reading through the entire Bible in the year, and I didn't clean up my mess. Now I'm going to go ahead and start on my to-do list. When I write a to-do list, it helps me to just be able to stay a little bit more focused and kind of get all my thoughts together on what I need to do and what I can do first and what I want to do the least. I like to do my least favorite things first, so that is what I'm doing now, is just getting all my thoughts organized. Now I'm just getting ready to write my menu plan. I like to grocery shop during the week, which seems weird, but I actually have quite a bit of stuff left, so I'm trying to use everything up. My biggest pet peeve in the world is wasting food, so you will see me make some really weird stuff. I'll throw lettuce in smoothies. I'll throw lettuce in the freezer to keep it from going bad, to put it in smoothies later. I cleaned out the fridge earlier and wiped everything down, and my 15-year-old daughter and my 2-year-old daughter are reloading it up for me and putting everything back in there while I start on these cabinets over here. my best to organize these drawers. I organized them when I first moved in and I haven't really went back to it, and I really needed to move the batteries and stuff like that down into the same drawer with the tools, and move all the things that I don't use for homeschool down on the left side, because the right side of those cabinets tend to be what I use for homeschooling. I've kind of figured out that I don't use cloth napkins like I thought I might, and so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those, or maybe I'll put them in the attic and see if I ever want to use them, or I'll probably just get rid of them. But anyway, and then all the drawers on the right I'm going to use for organizing my homeschool stuff, to just try to get my life a little bit more organized for those crazy school days coming in just 2 short days. What I'm doing right now is trying to organize these drawers according to grade. So everything in here goes to the printer. This is like the pens and pencils and everything drawer that we need. And now I'm trying to organize the kindergarten drawer that my son Marvin needs to use often. And then I'm going to do a pre-K drawer for my son Eddie. And so that is what my goal is with cleaning out these drawers. And this is still going to be everybody's go-to drawer, but I'm just not exactly sure how I should separate it, or if I should even try to separate it, because I have so many puzzles and fun things that the kids like to do, like this thing that I got on Amazon. Highly recommend. It's a puzzle, and all these, you push the little piece like this, and then they can practice writing, and it shows you the direction that the letters are supposed to go, and it pulls the little magnet up as you go. So it's really neat, and my children have not stopped playing with this since we got it the other day, and I just think this is going to be a value tool in my homeschool. Has lowercase and uppercase. And I got another one. I mean, we have puzzles like this, which I really think have a lot of benefit too, and then we have some really simple puzzles like this. Highly recommend everything to get them exposed. And then I love this match it ABCs. You match the word with the picture, and so they have to read it to figure it out. And so even though there's like a small range of time when they're learning to read that you can use this, it just builds them up when they see that they can read it, and they do, and then they're like, oh my gosh, I did that. So that's really, really cool. We have this that I highly recommend for learning numbers and math. And then the kids have this puzzle upstairs, which they're not supposed to, but they're gonna go get it and I'll show it to you. So here it is. It's a magnetic alphabet maze. Comes with a couple of these pages, which I haven't used any of these, but this is the part that I'm interested in right now for my pre-K and my kindergartner. You put this in, and then there's this little magnetic pin, and I love that it's connected, because in my house things get lost. Does anything get lost in your house? And you just move it to, you're supposed to keep it on the desk, and that way when you let go it drops down, and you just move all of these little letters to where they need to go. And if you can find stuff for your kids to play with to keep them interested and it's educational, like, that's just the cream of the crop of educational stuff. And this have been two of my absolute favorite toys that the kids have used in a long time. So highly recommend these. Another thing that my kids really like is this. It's a little busy box kinda. They come with a screwdriver, and they have all these screws and all these little things so you can put them together. You can build, you dump it out, and they can just screw the screws into here. Now my 2- and 3-year-old will just fill this up with screws, but my 6-year-old has actually built some really neat stuff with this thing. So this is another thing that keeps them occupied if you need to do the dishes, make some bread, take a shower, or homeschool another grade. Things like this are just vital. This one I think was a couple, I don't know how much this was, but I'm going to link them below if you guys are interested in any of these. So be sure to check them out, because they make a world of difference in homeschooling when you have little ones. I always say the little ones are the hardest part of homeschooling, and they are. When you find treasures like this to help, you just, when you can invest in them, go ahead and do that, because you will not regret spending the money to let your kids be occupied, safe, and learning. Can't beat it. Okay, so back to the drawer. Come here so I can fix your hair. We have to run out to Lowe's to get a few pots and some soil.
Go with you.
I know. Then we have to run to Academy to get Juliet some new Crocs because her feet outgrew them. And these shoes, while adorable, they're just not meant for walking, are they? See if I can do something with this hair. Took a shower before bed last night and went to sleep with it wet. Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to do a messy bun. Definitely not trying to impress today. Not that I ever really am. Put a cute little flower in, that would be pretty. Let's see what we can do with this. All right. What do you think? Messy enough? Yeah. Done. Gonna put on a little mascara. Seriously, love my new mascara. It's called Lashy from Trim Healthy Mama. If you guys are interested, I'll link this down below. It's so natural you can eat it. So you feel good about putting it on your eyeballs where you know it's gonna get into your body. Ooh, you can tell I've been wearing my glasses all morning. Thought I'd put this on for you guys to see how amazing it is. What makes it even more amazing is how natural it is. Especially, you know, I'm definitely not super crunchy. I laugh and say I'm al dente because when I think of crunchy, I think of like raw pasta. So I'm not like crunchy and I'm definitely not soft. I'm somewhere in the middle, which is al dente, right? So I'm an al dente mom. But when it comes to my kids, like I have teenagers now that are starting to wear deodorant and mascara and stuff like that. And I really know that their hormones are delicate and I want their hormones not to be disrupted by so many chemicals. So I do try to limit the fragrances that they use and the chemicals, and Trim Healthy Mama makeup is really good for teenagers, adults, everybody. So look into that and see if it's something you're interested in. I highly recommend. Okay, so at Target, I went ahead and picked up milk so I didn't have to stop again. I got this cool soda bin with a lid. Finally got me a new water bottle. My old one's been lost for probably over a month and I have no idea where it went. So I picked this one up. It has a straw, which is pretty much my favorite thing. I don't care for water bottles that don't really have straws. 4 things of tortillas. These were actually cheaper than at Walmart at $1.99, so I was pretty excited about that. Coral and Phoenix both needed new socks. I got them pretty much the same ones, but a little bit different design, so whoever picks first can choose which one they want. Phoenix needed that, and Derek needed these. These are only $12 at Academy, so if anybody needs some slides, I highly recommend you go pick some of these up. And that is everything that I picked up at the store. I am gonna go ahead and start dinner. My day kind of got away from me and I haven't gotten a ton on my to-do list done, but I'm not finished yet, so this is just how it goes sometimes. I made up some spinach and artichoke dip really quick to snack on while I'm eating this because what did I eat for lunch? I think I just ate a salad for lunch this day, and so when I got home from shopping, I was pretty hungry, so I made some spinach and artichoke dip to eat with these blue corn tortilla chips while I cook dinner. I'm making something called 4-man steak, but it's basically like hamburgers and you put a gravy on top, and we're gonna have those with mashed potatoes and salad. We were gonna have dinner with our neighbors and then they canceled, so I'm just making it for just our family, and that is what I'm doing. I was gonna do 10 pounds of mashed potatoes, so we had plenty of leftovers for me to make something else this week with it, like a shepherd's pie or something like that, but half of my potatoes were bad. Can you even believe that? I just got them at Sam's. I was so disappointed. I wish that I lived closer to Sam's because I surely would have marked like 7 pounds of bad potatoes into their store and seen if they would have given me some more, because that is a lot. Pretty sure that bag of potatoes was over $10. Anyway, no big deal, it happened. So we lost some potatoes and went in the compost pile in our brand new compost container, which you guys will probably see at the end of this video. I'm so excited about. Anyway, I'm just gonna get these boiling, and these Light Right Wassa crackers I actually really like them. I have some videos of how to have yummy snacks with them, and I'm just gonna use these in my poor man's steak instead of saltine crackers. They're a little bit more whole grain, more fiber, stuff like that, so that it's a lot healthier than saltine crackers. Then I add in 3.5 pounds of ground beef. I was making so much because I really wanted to have leftovers, and at first I thought that we were gonna have company. When they canceled, I considered setting the rest aside, but then I just decided to go ahead and make it all and see what happened. You'll see me mix this all up with some parsley, some garlic powder, some onion powder, some salt, and some pepper. I think I put 5 eggs in there and about 3 cups of those Wassa crackers. So this turned out so delicious. Oh my goodness, it was so delicious. You just see me patty up those burgers into, I don't know, regular hamburger size, and kind of sear them on both sides. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but you brown them on both sides. I'm chopping up the onions and the mushrooms for the gravy. These mushrooms were almost on their last leg, so I really needed to use them up, and that's why you see me use so many in this gravy. Otherwise, I probably only would have used 1 pack. You can see how the hamburgers are getting brown on the sides. You do not have to cook them all the way through because we're also going to bake them in the gravy. To make this gravy, I am just using the drippings from the hamburgers. To make a gravy, or any type of gravy, you really want to use equal parts fat and flour. So here is about 1/3 cup of flour and a little less fat. I had to divide it because I was making some of the gravy without mushrooms and some with mushrooms. And then you just add, for every 3/4 cup of flour you add, you can add up to 6 cups of milk. Just add it a little bit at a time and keep it together until you can kind of adjust accordingly. You guys probably don't need 6 cups of gravy like some of us do, so you guys can easily just adjust it. I like to use sprouted flour to thicken, but you can also use all-purpose or whole wheat, and it turns out great. You just add a little bit of seasonings into your gravy if you're not adding mushrooms and onions and all that yummy stuff, like salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, anything like that will make the gravy extra delicious, or you can just totally add salt and pepper. And that is pretty much what I do here because some of my children like their gravy really plain. It's absolutely delicious. It's just I wanted to make ours a little richer with the onions and mushrooms and garlic and stuff like that. So you'll see me making a second gravy here full of all the delicious things. In my kids' gravy, I also use whole milk, and in the gravy for my husband and I ended up using half and half because I didn't have any unflavored almond milk. whenever I make mashed potatoes, I think in this pan I could scrounge up about 7 to 8 pounds of potatoes, and then I probably use about a cup of sour cream, a half a stick of butter, and I actually leave some of the water in there from boiling it and then add some milk as well. And I blend it all up with my immersion blender, and that is how I make my mashed potatoes. I'm dumping the gravy on top of the other hamburger steaks or poor man steaks, whatever you want to call them, and then I stick them in the oven for 30 minutes until the internal temperature comes up to, I think it was whatever the beef is. You can just Google what the temperature for beef is. Oh my goodness, I need to clean out my oven. You guys may be wondering, what on earth are you doing? And I am making a compost container for my garden and for my yard. So we just had a little compost spot in the yard, and the wild pigs kept coming in it, and I didn't want to attract them to my yard. So I needed some kind of container to throw everything in. As you can see, I used cardboard in my garden, and I had just been kind of piling it there because it got too much last time and I really wanted to throw it in my compost bin. So some really good friends of mine came over and built me this compost bin, and I was so excited. I went out and I weed-eated all over the edge of the woods, and I raked up all of the grass clippings that we had been dumping over there and put it in there, and I'm so excited to get started with that. It's just something I've really wanted from our garden, and I finally got it. I'm so excited. Dinner is done. I did not get absolutely everything on my to-do list done. I think that I had some pretty high goals for the day, and that is okay. I just sat down because dinner is ready. The girls are finishing unloading the dishwasher before I start setting the table, and I just wanted to conclude this video and let you guys know how thankful I am that you're watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you guys do a Saturday reset or a Sunday reset to kind of get your week off. My resets kind of look different every week. I really need to buckle down and figure out what that looks like. It could be like the menu planning and getting my calendar looked at and kind of my week thought out, or my meals thought out. The things that are biggest time sucks for me are meals and homeschool. So as long as I have the homeschooling area clean and ready to go on Monday, and my meals kind of thought out for that to be ready to go, I feel like I'm ready. Also, I usually have laundry caught up, which you didn't actually see in this video because I didn't do any laundry today. I'll do that tomorrow. I am going to start a load tonight because I have some wet bathing suits that I do not want to get messed up, and I'm going to go ahead and start those. But that's it. I will probably do another reset video in the future, so be sure to subscribe so you guys don't miss it. And we will see you in the next one. God bless you.